What's up, everyone? It's Monday, and I'm back. I got my coffee. And today, doing some new music. Came out over the weekend. I believe it came out on Friday. There's a new BUSDRIVER. Now, I've done a few BUSDRIVER videos. They never get very much traction. He's a pretty underground hip-hop artist who's had a long career, but has never been, he's never been mainstream as far as I'm aware. So, I do this for me more than I do this for anybody else. But I like BUSDRIVER. I really respect the weirdness of his art. And so I will say, as we get into this, I haven't listened to this song, and it may not be very straightforward. It may be disjointed. It may be difficult to listen to because a lot of his stuff is. But I want to do it anyway, right? Because I think he's a very creative artist. And, you never know. I do really enjoy some of his stuff. So, the song is called Elsewhere and Elsewhen from the album Made in Love, which just came out. And we'll get into it in just a second. Before we do, a couple things. As always, I'm not an expert or a professional. I'm just an enthusiast. So please don't expect me to be analyzing this on a deep, technical level. And don't be a dick. Like I said earlier, this song may not be, what you expect, maybe. So just keep an open mind. And if you don't like it, that's okay. You don't have to like everything. Good art's supposed to make you feel stuff, right? It's not necessarily supposed to make you feel good. And we'll get into it and talk about it after it's over. So this is Elsewhere and Elsewhen from Made in Love by BUSDRIVER.
I've been busy backpedaling in the backwash of the grey water like I think I'm in a clean daughter. I've been busy with apparatus and maladaptive coping skills, meaning I make a mountain out of molehill and south of the soul thrill. To the roll color, to roll kill as a dope deal from the next trick. Hallucinatory cloud computing without the cloud rooting it. Not refundable when opened, non-fundable token and the over of living when track and data replaces time as infinity's metric on infinity's breathless of a set of moon progress. Just a food dogger. This woman that comes to fathered. All the things I left America to forget. Where my heart and mind didn't do, and Arctic climb becoming money lines and acre of skin. Emotional tolerance and results to the youngest cut paper, then without wavy end with the flat to the blade, with the butt to the gun to the gut to the sun, like low functioning, no type dead to the maintaining them high standards. Oh, got a day, changing the economy, had to have a moment of mind that is white flashes to the rims and the rebel and the cringe and the carols for the maker, just a subset of this. Since the Disney and since the kick up of a little bit, see the niggas blood of remembrance. So in the end, with the cleverness, with no fun effect, with the grandchildren of the ex-slaves who became the truth of being hunted by the clue flesh of the hedge maze. Their bodies near lost property, blood of sex craze, frontiers, spending down a dear friend, and then test spray x-rays, summer and the burn loose pools. I could drop level of fuel with indigenous whalers, hiding the criminals from ships chambers. At least takes my force, kind of straight to Elizabeth Taylor. In the side gang, to the slice one, we know the chemist from elsewhere and elsewhere, but a strong trellis on more than no one's back from the stock relics like help them, help them. All the things I left America to forget. What my heart and mind bid it do, and off the climb to a carbon body lines and acre of skin. A mental autonomous of resilience, the young as cut painted, but don't wait me in with the back to the blade, with the butt to the gun, to the gut to the sun, like.
All right, I like it. So, let's see, a couple things. Lyrically, Bus Driver is always hard to pick up, especially on the first listen, because he raps so quickly and his vocabulary is so extensive that it's very difficult to track sometimes. He also raps off beat, which makes it a little bit more difficult for your brain to follow, right? Because I'm listening for a certain cadence, right? I'm listening for a certain delivery. A really, really good example of that would be iambic pentameter, I believe, right? It's the most common form of rhyming in like poetry, where you have da 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 da. Actually, I think it's 10. So da 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 da. Right, and you've got this measured. The syllables are consistent. The rhyme is consistent. It's very easy to follow, and your brain can kind of fill in some of the gaps, right? Because you can anticipate what's coming. I at least do not have that ability with Bus Driver, and so it takes more listening to understand what's going on. I was looking to see if there were lyrics on the album, which I have on my iPhone, but they do not appear to be included in iTunes. So I can't speak too much lyrically. I know he did reference a couple times something about why he left America. I don't know if he's actually... I don't know enough of his bio to know. I think he did move overseas, but I don't know if he's still there or if he's living in the U.S. now. This video seems like it was filmed maybe in like NorCal, because I think I saw the Golden Gate Bridge or the Bay Bridge, but I'm not confident of that. There are a lot of places where it's foggy and there's a bridge over like the water, so it doesn't necessarily mean it's Golden Gate. I thought it was a pretty video though. It's very peaceful. It's just a man out there with his bag of plants. I'm not entirely sure if that was a grocery bag or if that was a bag of like a bush or something that he was transporting. But it's just kind of him wandering around with this plant or this bag out in the woods, and that's peaceful. There's nothing much going on. I don't know how symbolic that's meant to be. It's possible that there's some deep meaning to that I'm not picking up. It's also possible that it's just a video, and they didn't have a big budget, so we'll shoot some footage and chop it up and make it grainy. But yeah, and I like the beat on this one. I think this is good. Like I said, I like Bus Driver. I find him sometimes difficult to understand. And certainly, he has not made commercial success his priority. I'm sure he would love to be commercially successful, and I think he has had some success. In the early 2000s, I think was more sort of when he was known on the scene. But I respect an artist who's willing to stick to their guns and say, this is the kind of art that I want to make. This is the kind of music that I want to make. This is the way I want to express myself. And this is the way I want to be, perceived. And it takes guts to do that, because you have people saying, hey, listen, if you do a couple of these features, if we get you a couple more radio-friendly singles, then we might be able to, we can get you bigger. We can make you, a nice tour. We can get you on these shows and whatnot. And that's tempting. And there's nothing wrong with it, right? In my opinion, if you decide to make a couple radio-friendly singles so that you can continue to make your art, I don't care. But it does take a conviction to say, this is the music that I want to make. And I'm not going to compromise to make music that other people want me to make just because it's more easy to understand or to grasp, right? I would personally, I think I would consider Bus Driver, although he's a very talented rapper, very great ability to rap quickly. I would consider him more of a poet primarily than a rapper. Right? He's a poet who raps, and that's how he expresses his poetry. And I think that's more. That's what I would consider him. Now, I could be totally misinterpreting him, right? He could be, rapper first. I don't even think about. But I think I'm correct in that. I think what matters to him more is the expression, and not so much the accessibility. Some people really like that. Some people don't. And if you make your living off of being sort of difficult to follow, not marketing yourself, not doing a lot of press, you are likely going to have a smaller reach than you would otherwise. But some people are happy with that. I'm happy that he's still making music, because that's the important thing, right? You got to have the passion for it. So I like this one. I haven't dug into the album yet, but I will. And if there are more videos, I'll probably do them. He doesn't do a ton of videos, so this may be, a one-off. There might be another one coming later, but go check out the album. Made in Love by BUSDRIVER. That's all I got on this one, I think. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Stay safe out there. Drink lots of water. And, coffee too. And don't talk to cops.